When your man suddenly change against you, please don't joke with it and make sure you take it serious because something is wrong. Take note of this. When your man suddenly change against you, your marriage will change against you. When your home is not at peace, your mind will never be at peace. When your husband is not well, you yourself will not be well. And never forget that when your husband is experiencing sadness, your whole sadness will be triggered. So that is why I'll be revealing to you what to do if your husband suddenly change against you. I posted this post on my Facebook page, Daniel.T relationship, and I discovered that some people have already applied this method, applied this trick in their marriage, and it's working very perfectly. So it means what I'm about to reveal to you now has been tested, okay, and is effective, because I've been getting a lot of comments, a lot of testimony concerning this method, concerning this trick I'm about to reveal to you now, that they apply it, they practicalize it, and it work out well for them. Okay, so now I'm going to reveal to you the 6 tricks to bring your husband back to his senses. Let's go. The first thing you need to do in this type of situation is to pray for him. That is the number 1 on my list. Immediately you sense this signal, the first thing you need to do is to start praying for him. You know why? Because you don't know what really triggered this action. It might be in the spiritual realm, it might be a spiritual attack or something. Okay, either you know the source or you don't know the source. Please, the first thing you need to do is to start praying in your heart. So immediately you sense this signal, please start praying for it, because you can only control the physical things, you can never control the spiritual things. So that is why the prayer aspect is very, very important for you to control the spiritual aspect. In this type of situation, the second step you need to take is to study him with his action. Women, sometimes we might be facing some challenges, we might be passing through some things that it will be somehow difficult for us to disclose. Okay, so that is why study him is very, very important. Personally, study him by yourself. You study his behavior, study the way he reacts to you, study the way he reply any of your questions, or whenever you are trying to converse with him or something. Just try to study him, and don't forget that when you are studying him, you'll be able to understand what is happening. Okay, understanding is very, very important and crucial in any relationship or marriage. So when you study him, you'll be able to understand his situation, his condition, and what he's facing or passing through at that moment. So let's move to the third step you need to take in this type of situation. In this type of situation, after you've studied him, the next step you need to do is to move closer to him, to be his best friend and cheerleader. Let me tell you this, your man might not tell you anything, but he really needs you. This is the very moment that he needs you the most. So you have to honorably move closer to him with sympathy. Look into his eye, with humble heart, with caring face. This will be sending a signal into his head to make him feel uncomfortable, with his action towards you. And with that doing, I believe it's gonna think about you. It's gonna pity you somehow, to take action. Now, the fourth step you need to take is to communicate with him. Here we go. Your approach and manner of speech is very, very crucial in this state. You have to be very careful about what to say in this state, because he's not happy already. He is not happy already. So you have to be careful of what to say so that you will not increase his sadness to trigger violent actions. Okay? Ask him some, reasonable questions relating, or related to what you've observed, and give him time. Patiently give him time. You might be asking him questions, he might not answer you, but give him time. Don't force him. If you ask him a question and he's not answering you, there are many other things you need to do, okay? Because in that state, he might not be in the mood to answer any fucking questions. So you just have to ask some reasonable questions based on your observations, okay? And diligently give him time if he didn't answer you. But if he answer you, then that's your luck. But for that very moment, if he didn't answer you, please just give him time and work on the other point that I'm going to reveal to you, okay? This is the fifth step you need to take, and this fifth step is very, very crucial. Don't joke with it at all. Now here we go. Number 5, be the best version of yourself. You have to sit yourself down. Think about how you can be a better version of yourself. Okay, what are the things that I'm supposed to do as a woman that I'm not doing before? What are the great I've been doing before that I've neglected? What are the silly things that I've been doing that is annoying my man? What are the qualities that I need to portray to make him happy? Those are the things you need to think about. You have to be the best version of yourself. You have to remind him some great and remarkable things of the past that will make him to remember some great things you've done together. So let me now tell you some things you need to do now to be the best version of yourself. In case you don't know, I will give you some clue or some tips now to work on. When you discover your man suddenly change against you, this number 5 is inevitable for you. I think I've written some points down for you to take notes, okay? So I'll be reading it out now and make sure you work on it because it works like fire. So now here, the first thing you need to do, let me tell you, cook is best food. Yeah, you have to cook is best food in this period. Cook is best food. Now, number 2, help him with helpful stuff for bit. Yeah, get some necessary things ready, soap, towel and all that. Get everything ready. Just call him, darling, it is time, come and take your bit. Okay, that is second tips. That is second thing you need to do. Now, the third is be totally submissive to him. Yeah, your responsibility, your mandate is to be submissive to your husband on a neutral ground. Not to talk of when it suddenly changed against you. Then what's the next thing? Let me see. Dish his food honorably. God, some women don't know how to dish their man or their husband food honorably. If you want to dish your man food, make sure you honor him. Dish the food honorably. What you haven't been doing before, just to embrace him, to elevate him, to make him feel important, just try to do it. You know what to do. Now, what is the next thing to do? Call him his pet names. That is why it is very important, to call your husband his pet name. Most times, let me use the word no, most times. But in this situation now, he needs it to bring him back to his senses. He needs it. Just call him a very great name that will make him happy, that will make him feel like a king, that will bring the king out of him. Now, the next thing to do to be the best version of yourself is pray for him early in the morning and make sure he knows you are praying for him without disturbance. What does that mean? It means in the early morning when you wake up, you pray and pray for him. Make sure he knows you are praying for him without disturbing him. When a man sees that, his woman is praying for him wholeheartedly, come on, he's going to come back to his senses and think, come on, this woman really loves me, and my behaviors toward this woman these days is not reasonable. I'm just hurting her. This will make him think wisely and come back to his senses for you to gain him back. Okay, so you have to be the best version of yourself by doing all these kind of things. It might be somehow difficult for you, it might not be easy for you, but you have to do it for the sake of your marriage. Okay, now under this 5th step you need to take, I would also like you to do some dramatic stuff. Make sure you do this when you discover that it's coming down already, when it's coming back to its senses gradually. So you have to be performing some creative dramas. Okay, some creative love dramas or funny things that would embrace or that will help him more to come back to his senses. The 6th step you need to take in this type of situation is to keep it up. Yeah, it's not funny. See, you don't need to relent when you succeed. You need to fire on. That is the mistake most women makes, because they believe I've already gained or won his heart. I can do whatever things I like. I can do things when it pleases me. No. If you want the best marriage, if you want the best home, you have to apply the best performance. You have to apply the best effort. You don't relent and think things will just work magically. It doesn't it doesn't happen that way. You have to work towards what you want. You have to work towards what you need. All these things that I've made mention of, make sure you practice them time to time. It's not until when your husband is not happy with you, it's not until when you discover that your man changed against you, then you now start to be. No, you do it as how you're supposed to do it. Play your home part all the time. You have your whole role to play in your marriage, while your man also have his to play. Because the more effort you put, the more result you gain. Then I would like to tell you that you should be very, very sensitive to some, little mistakes that you used to make. I call these mistakes silly things. There are some silly things you do sometimes that you might think it doesn't matter. Come on, it matters. Most especially when you discover that your man is complaining about something, please take it very serious. Before your man can change against you, there should be something that triggered that thing. There should be something that triggered that action. Because before your man can complain, he has been enduring it. And immediately your man complain about it, it means, come on, he's getting fed of it already. So you have to do the needful. Okay? Amend your ways. Be sensitive to some, silly things you do sometimes. If you do all these systems that I've revealed to you, trust me, your man will come back to you. Your man will rededicate his love for you. Okay? Let me quickly show you the causes of this, because some people, have been asking me what are the causes if their man do, just suddenly change against them and start behaving, abnormal or something. So now I've listed, some points or some reasons that trigger this action. I will be, reading out the points now. So and make sure it stick to your brain so that you can be avoiding all this type of mistakes. Okay? The number one cause is spiritual attack. That is why the first step you need to take, which is prayer, is very, very important. You can only control the physical things. You can't control the one of spiritual. The second is pressure from work. The third, your negligence. Okay, that's why I said you should be careful of some things you do sometimes. Okay, now your immaturity, your behavior and characters, your ignorance, your arrogance, you competing with your man. You know what I mean by arrogance? You behaving arrogance, competing with your man, that what a man can do better. You don't compete with your man, okay? You have to be submissive. Failure in your responsibilities and roles, etc. So these are the causes, okay? So I believe you've learned a lot. If you really enjoyed this video, please come on, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that, because I will be revealing more of a great content like this for you to learn and for you to build the best and exceptional home. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed, once again, please subscribe and don't forget to share this video right now. Okay, that is the only way you can help me. Share this video, let it go viral. Okay, I love you and care for you.